And yeah, they just sort of, just glare. Ooh wee. This is a lot.
There were a couple people from Nemo that we had too, but well, one got away and two are dead.
Yeah.
I heard about an incident involving one of them. Said he was assaulted by some roustabouts.
Was that what he said?
And I heard I've heard through the grapevine some mutterings of drama about Nemo in general. Some people there are quite anxious. There is something, apparently. Something happened at the warehouse district. Why are we in Dreambit, by the way?
Someone here is hosting us.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Very
And-
complicated.
Well, Salzin does have a particular dislike for Tweedledee and Tweedledum there. And there aren't many people who like Skinner. Skinner just sort of like rolls his eyes. And you seem very confident that they're all connected to Ridgeco.
It's a shame we don't have any of the other ones who are like connected to Nemo. Like, damn, can't darn shame we don't have any of them.
Where do I?
I
Darn.
can choose to make any of my attacks stun, non-lethal. Maybe that fall just stunned the guy. Maybe it didn't kill him.
Let's run back and see if anyone, come and collect
Yeah.
him and took him to hospital.
Let's go pick him up. No one checked. They just assumed. Maybe there was a dumpster below us filled with very soft trash, and the lid closed, and no one's come to open it.
It was just a completely different mangled corpse that they saw.
Yeah, it was a coincidence, There just happened to be a serial killer going through. Bodies got mixed up.
It was a bad poker game. Just went awry.
Yeah. It was actually just a bunch of rats sort of stuck together in the shape of a person that people thought was him.
Did it.
Yeah, Calderon asks, where do I come in?
Well, we don't know our way around this town that much, and we need someone, and we can't put exactly any more pressure on them than we already have. If Harapul knows that these guys have got their connections to Nemo and to Ridgeco, you think he might see an opportunity to do them some damage, it might help our investigation as well. And with the way things went last night, it's going to get more and more dangerous in this city because the way our contact Dreambit puts it, while they probably aren't going to be able to pursue us publicly for fear of basically looking like they're involved in something shady, the underworld, there's someone in the underworld they could probably reach out to who would be gunning for us. And I'd prefer we wrap this up without just, any more unnecessary bloodshed.
Well, here's the thing. Right now, you have 3 people who, let's face it, you beat confessions out of. Am I wrong for assuming that?
No, you're not wrong. And
Beat implies a degree of,
we coerced confessions out of
Words,
them.
Yeah.
Words are words. And, well, I certainly believe you. And
Look,
I think
I'm not-
Salson would be inclined to believe this as well. To put good pressure and get results, we'd need some other piece of evidence to clinch it.
Would a
Smoking
less coerced confession work?
I think they need more than a confession. I think they need something material.
Something material.
And Azora's just gonna, go up to Watt and, the other one,
Yeah, Watson Lynch.
Lynch, and just sort of like, with the hilt of her sword, sort of like, tap him on the head. Hey, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, any ideas for something more material?
Oh, so Alice in Wonderland is in this setting.
Yeah. They're just sort of they just sort of sputter and like one of them. Lynch just spits at you and just says, "Go to hell, murderer."
Right.
Uh,
So, Azora does open her notebook. I made sure this was still working last night, and then just like slaps the talisman particularly hard, enough to give him a headache. Not that he'll care, on Lynch's
Yeah.
forehead.
uh,
Do you know where we could get any strong material evidence against Ridgeco?
yeah, he just looks at you blankly, and starts to speak, but then he can't. Like strains. Like every time he tries to speak, just like choking noises come out.
Well, they've got some sort of silencing spell on them, some sort of counter magic or something.
Is that standard in this city, Calderon?
Calderon scratches his.
Or does that make him look guilty in some way?
There are dark firms that, well, as I understand it, there are dark firms that like to employ a last-ditch safety measure with a spell directly, with a enchantment directly on the brain to prevent key information from getting out.
I know brain magic's hard.
I know Key is a guy.
Azora takes the talisman off for now and puts it back in her book and just sort of sighs and, to Aegis, I'm gonna go check on her, see if she might be up to it or not, but I'm thinking she might not be. But if there's a chance she is and could work some counter magic.
I can have a word with her afterwards if she's not quite feeling it, try and explain the situation we're in. But for now, yeah, I guess looks at Calderon. Okay, so about the only evidence we really have right now that something shady is going on is the fact that they literally can't tell us something shady is going on.
Yeah. If we can get literally anything else, in 2 days there is a meeting of the board, and Nemo's top people will all be there, along with Salzin and his top people.
Azora does pause, like, going up the ladder. There were, when we were in Terrebonne, Nostria helped out those people a lot, and they were obviously shady. They said they'd be willing to help look into stuff. Do you think maybe we could ask them? They might, if they, obviously Terrebonne's a long way from here, but if they know underworld stuff, they might be able to point us at something too. Could be worth asking.
Where were they?
The people in Terrebonne that Nostra helped out.
Oh, God, that's a long way.
Well, they gave us the paper.
That's true. We could just, message them, do you know anything in anything about Ridgeco in Emberwell? It's a long shot, but, it'll take us like 5 seconds to investigate that lead by just messaging them.
And it's another lead. They said, they'd look into something for us, so.
Okay, well.
Anyways, I'll go check on our bat.
Alright.
Yeah.
Aegis, turns to Watson Lynch and says, okay, you guys have to have kept records, right? Anything material. Now's the time to talk.
Yeah. They look like they're sweating. And it's at this point that Calderon sits forward and says, "You give us a place where we can find something material, and you can slip out of the city without Salzin ever knowing you were here." And at that point, Watts just like coughs and just yells out. He just yells out like he just yells out let's see. hold on.
He just screams, "Yoy!"
Yeah. He just yells out, A1Z1 before like suddenly like yelping and like letting it and like clutching his head or trying to. His hands are bound.
What did he just say?
A1Z1. That is Calderon.
It's a strain of flu.
Calderon scratches his head and just says, "That is that's a Nemo lab. I don't think it's in use anymore. They decommissioned it last year, from what I remember."
Alright. Suppose that's a little business trip we gotta make then.
And yeah, you see that like Lynch, like Watson's just like there's blood coming out of his ear.
That can't be good.
Oh god. Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
Aegis
he
calls
had
up.
to-
Aegis calls up. Azora, Nostria, you're needed down here.
Okay.
Yeah, Nostria, who was just sort of writing stuff in her in the library, and yeah, she pops on down. Says,
Yeah.
what's going on?
This guy's bleeding out of his ear. Some kind of magic trying to restrict what he can say.
Oh my. Okay, hold on. Yeah, she just sort of brings out her book, just sort of flips through things, holds her hand over his head, puts a stop to the bleeding at least, and before she's going to.
If she rolls badly and kills this guy, that would just be really tragic after yesterday. But she doesn't.
So
Yeah.
yeah, she says, okay. Oh wow, that's a restriction. That's a restriction enchantment directly on his brain. And yeah, she just whispers some things. Puts her hand on his head. The bleeding does stop, and he starts to breathe a little softer. Oh wow, that almost blew him up.
Nostria, what'd you say? How likely is it you could get that off of his brain?
I think I need to have direct access to it.
His brain?
To his brain.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I'm not a surgeon.
Well,
Yeah.
if you go in through the spot in the eye, I know it's a pretty thin.
Alright. Bad news for you, pal. You're not getting that fixed today. The good news is we're not cutting you open.
We're not, Azora says, resheathing her sword.
Meanwhile, Axe just goes, "Hold
No,
on."
so Azora's not that. Else, yeah, acts.
Yeah, but at the least, yeah, the spells are still on them, but I managed to stop it from destroying him.
Alright. So, we got a lab, A1Z1. Apparently decommissioned. And that's what he gave us. So, like, Aegis kind of puts her hand on his shoulder and just says, you put your life on the line for it, but you've done the right thing. You'll get your head start out of the city.
Yeah, he just nods and just sort of like sighs. Oh God. And he just looks around and just says, since I'm the one who went out on a limb, can I just ask that I get a head start without Skinner?
Oh, sorry, Skinner.
Which Skinner just sort of like looks at him and says, "Oh, come on, man."
Don't think
I
you were...
forget, was Skinner at Nemo? Is that why we have
Yes,
him?
yeah.
Yeah.
Skinner was at Nemo.
Yeah, Aegis actually just kind of looks to me and is like, Skinner, I don't think you're cut out for this town. I don't think I've met anyone who had a good word to say about you. So hey, not to be blithe about it, but maybe see the fact that you're probably not going to be working here much longer as a blessing. Chance to start over. Well, not a chance so much as a thing forced on you, but you know.
Even leaving town, I gotta fucking cut it alone now, huh? Come on.
Did you want to run with these two who clearly don't care for you?
I'd like to at least leave at the same time.
Azora does sort of say, I have an idea for what we could do with them, but I don't know if you, and, looking at Aegis specifically, would love it.
Well, you'll have to tell me
What?
before I can comment.
Yeah.
What? Aegis loves Azora's ideas.
Yeah.
And, Azora, sort of walking up to Aegis, I mean, looking at it, it'd be good for you guys, more comfortable than whatever you have, running on your own. And Azora sort of approaching to Aegis, we still, it's been weeks now, but we've still been meaning to go back to that town with the dream cult. We could drop them off there. They wouldn't hurt anyone, and it would be a lot more comfortable than being on the lam or being in jail or anything like that.
You want to tell them to get spirituality, that's your call. We're not driving them there, they're going to be running out of the city. They're getting
We don't know where. If we find out Gamble's in South or something, and it ends up not being that far out of our way.
Oh, I see what you mean, but we're going to this lab and then they're having the meeting. These two are going to be running long before then. So, we're not actually taking them out of the city. We're not dropping them.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah.
I mean, well, it's like, we could keep them prisoner for, just a bit longer, or essentially we could give them the choice if you really want, like, you can run now, or we can take you to, a place where you'll be safer. It's up to you. Azora would kind of prefer taking them there ourselves, just because, like, these guys, have obviously been involved in some dangerous shit, and, these guys could get up to some dangerous shit,
Do you think it's better that they become part of a dream cult where they are just essentially anesthetized?
I would say anesthetized, but, they're in their own little, they're not going to be... It's literally better than what we did to Renshaks.
We were playing as way worse people with what we did to Renshaks.
No, that's true, but it's these guys have done worse than Renshaks, and they would at least be, in a comfortable place and definitely not able to hurt any more people.
Aegis just kind of like stews on that and says, if you want to make the offer, make the offer. We don't owe these lot anything.
Yeah, fair enough. And Azora does, go to them, look, have an offer. We could just let you out, go on the lam, and be on the run, hiding from, the people who are going to be quite mad at you, some dangerous people. It's winter, we're surrounded by mountains, and there's a war. If you want to take your chances, go ahead. We know a place down south where if you're willing to stay prisoner here for longer, don't know exactly how long it would take to get there, we could drop you off there. It's safe, you'll be comfortable, you'll have our protection till you get there, and it is frankly the most comfortable, safe, secure option you have on our schedule. That's the offer. You have some time to think it over.
Right. Uh-huh.
And Azora does say, for, well, let's call it security reasons, I can't give you too much information on where the place would be, or the nature of it, but you'll definitely be safe there. And probably more comfortable than you ever were here, frankly.
Ah. Yeah, they just don't know.
Either way, you're not going until after we've inspected this A1Z1 lab. So, I guess you're gonna want to get to your meeting, Calderon. But Aegis hands him one of the magic papers. We'll tell you what we find.
Well, we will
Right.
find you. Don't even try to
Of
hide.
course, there's always the third option. We can make it quick, painless. No, Azora doesn't quite say that. She thinks about it. But
Asora, always the edgy one.
sometimes acts as edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Azora can also be sappy sometimes.
That is true.
So what you're saying is Asora is a nerd.
She is a nerd. Azora writes poetry. Are you kidding? She's such a fucking nerd.
Wow, she writes. Look at her. Shad axe lesson point.
Pretty cringe.
Yeah, pretty cringe.
The
Alright.
Shad axe and the Virgin Asora.
Alright, so we get the directions to the lab, and we're obviously not gonna take the nowhere there, but we are gonna take the car. The clown.
Oh yeah, we have a
Alright.
car.
The clown car.
Yeah. We're gonna fly that over.
Yeah.
So who's coming along on how many people can this thing sit actually?
It can sit I'd say maximum 6 people.
Okay, well obviously the main party's coming, and that leaves 3 NPCs. So who's coming along on the lab raid?
Oh, actually, with Axe there as well, I think actually 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got 2
Yeah.
NPCs. We got 2 NPCs. Who's coming along on this lab raid adventure?
I would say Jailbird and Lotus makes the most sense. Nostria would be useful, but
We'll bring stuff
I
back
think
for her to look at, and
she's seen enough action.
okay, yeah, I agree with Jailbird and Lotus. Well, I asked Lotus because whether this would disturb his energies at all, whether he thinks it would.
True.
No.
Yeah, we can always bring Corum instead.
She's down to come along.
Okay, all right.
Or Reyna. She didn't get to come last brutal murder spree. She could get to see the bloodshed this time.
She could just see Azora butcher someone and then go, "Oh, I get it."
Yeah.
I get it.
If anyone would be like, "Oh, I get it. I've butchered enough stuff, usually not living people, but it's, same principle. Yeah.
I get it. You're crazy people.
Also, Aegis is healed, and I've got my shield, so I've got 2 armor at the moment, and actually dressed in my leathers, so...
Nice.
Actually, the scale armor's... What? The scale armor was only 1 armor, was it? Or did
No,
it get
that was 2.
Must have gotten damaged.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you got hit by acid.
Okay.
Oh no, but I can repair it.
Alright,
It's my armor.
yeah, okay. Let's repair that, and then we will head to the
Yeah.
lab. We're gonna hit this place hard and fast.
Alrighty. So, let's take a small break. I'm going
Okay.
to
Nice.
go
Yeah, that is
Okay.
good for me.
Drinking some snackies.
That's valid.
Lars, yeah, he did combat rolls.
I'm recording, by the way.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, but
So, yeah, Calderon takes his leave, saying, in 2 days, basically that's your deadline, because that's when the board is going to meet, and that'll be when you'll have, Nemo people and Harpool people in the same room.
Alright, so we hop in the car, the 3 of us and Jailbird and Brother Lotus, and we're gonna tear ass for A1Z1 lab.
Yeah, boy.
Now?
Is there any reason to wait? Is there any reason to wait?
Oh, I couldn't remember if there was like we had to wait for people to show up or something.
Now we're going to investigate this apparently abandoned lab.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess actually, before we do go, then, Aegis is going to make some javelins.
Good thinking.
I don't know, we're down here, are there any, like, crates or pallets or any bit sources of
Yeah,
wood?
there are
Like,
crates. There are
Yep.
crates.
I hope they won't mind. I, like, steal a broom from the janitor.
You know what, actually?
What?
Azora does while you're making stuff. Azora asks him a favor. Do you think she asks if he thinks he could whip up a actually now's not the time. Now's not the time.
Hey, my woodworking is impressive and fast.
It
And
is.
resourceful.
It is. I'm doing pretty good, shield wise right now.
Okay, so yeah, Aegis has some javs.
Let me check. Yes.
Vegas is a chav. No, Slav. Fuck. I got them mixed up again.
Psykobliat.
Would you believe in this whole campaign I've been playing someone who has a Slavic accent, even though I haven't been portraying it, but I've never once said the words that
You
Sweet
like
has said.
how you mean like how We the Revolution doesn't have fucking
Yeah,
French
no one has a
accents?
Slavic accident, Slavic accident. No one has a Slavic accent in We the Revolution either.
Okay, I know they don't go for accents, but do they ever go or anything like that?
Fortunately not.
That is fortunate, but it's also a shame.
It really isn't.
You know what, Snake? I'm gonna say something. Okay, actually, you know what? I have a take. I think
Don't say
speaking English with a French accent sounds better than just French people speaking French.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'll also say I didn't growing up, but I've come to actually like French as a language now, just purely in how it sounds, not like any of the everything I know about its grammar and conjugation and word formation. All that stuff is awful, but I like the aesthetic, the sound of French.
Meanwhile, I'm the
But
opposite. I hate both the construction and I think it sounds terrible.
I mean,
That
that's
doesn't make
valid.
you the opposite.
Well, I'm not. No, I guess I'm only opposite in one way, agreed on the other. So it's a half disagree. Anywho,
Whoa.
Moving on.
So, you're headed to the laboratory.
the laboratory.
The laboratory. Aegis, you're driving?
Yeah.
Roll wisdom, please.
Okay. I don't know why it's wisdom, but it is.
Well then.
And see, I want to fail rolls because I'm so close to level up, and yet.
You're so close and yet so far.
I tried so hard.
So the path to the location of this lab takes you sort of through more like back alleys and less populated roads. Going sort of through places with a lot less traffic. And we're about halfway there. There is an explosion right under the car.
Nani?
Aegis,
Nani?
Aegis floors it.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shame we're not the fucking, like, Party 3 where 2 out of 3 of us had, like, precog abilities.
I don't. Oh, I don't just worry. I hit the button to make this thing. This thing leaps, right?
No.
Oh,
I thought they leapt in the thing. I thought when we were chasing them, that was what. That was why latched on. I had to dive and grab onto the thing and shoot them because that's how we got on the roof.
It has like a thrust type, I believe, or actually, did it have?
Because we wound up on the roof when we started on the ground. I thought that was because they.
Was it a walker with a leap, or was it a thrust? Actually, you know what? Yeah, okay, fine. I guess it does leap. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I never drew up anything for this one, for the clown car. I'm gonna say it has +1 control. So just go ahead and roll 2d6 +1.
Control vehicle.
Alright, so... I'm gonna say... A sudden mechanical fault makes the situation more precarious.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Right,
Can any of you
you activate the leap as this explosion goes off, and it blows off one of the legs. And,
Oh, no.
Specifically, and then that leads to a chain reaction where there's a bit of damage there, and an explosion and there's another sort of boom, and sort of in midair, the car just kind of goes crashing in through a window into a sort of an abandoned building.
Oh.
Yeah, sort of like two stories up.
Everyone okay?
Axe fine.
Is this...
Azora's, looking a bit green in the gills and sort of clutching the side of her head, but yeah, I think so.
And it's at that point that sort of the glass, sort of the window, the one of the other windows in this sort of dark room that you're now in, just suddenly bursts out towards you as there's another sort of boom sound. What do you do?
Nani?
I think Aegis is gonna maybe dive for cover either or that, or just try and jackrabbit the vehicle into moving out the way. But I think this vehicle might be part of the problem. It might not be. I'm not quite sure.
Azora is going to just sort of rise up with her shield and try and provide as much cover for particularly Aegis in the driver's seat as she can, from try and give him as much cover between the window and him as she can.
Right.
And Axis.
I guess that's a defend that I'm doing, isn't it?
I suppose so. Yeah, roll con. Meanwhile,
Ooh.
are you sticking in the vehicle, Aegis Axe?
Yeah, Aegis is gonna try and stick in the vehicle and
Alright.
try and maneuver us away from danger with 3 legs in a building.
Axe is getting ready to fucking go out of it.
Your call, Axe, because I think Aegis is gonna scuttle this thing inside the building.
Oh yeah, no, Axe is gonna jump out.
Alright.
He's gonna make a leap of faith.
Alright, make a leap of... You're just gonna jump out?
Yeah. So I roll my... Wait, what do I roll for this? Dexterity? Right.
To do what?
No.
He's diving out of the vehicle.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's not... You're not, in the air. It's in, It's in, a sort of dark, abandoned room.
It is still moving, right?
I mean... It skid to a stop, and now Aegis is trying to move it again.
Oh, no, Axe is just walking out then.
Alright, yeah. So, yeah, you get out as Aegis tries to move it. Aegis, roll 2d6 +1.
Okay.
Okay.
Another leg just
Alrighty.
goes flying off, and now it's on 2 legs.
So, I'm going to say the vehicle briefly spins out of control and doesn't quite go where the pilot intended it to. So where were you intending to bring this?
So we were kind of latched into the building part way, right? Like through a window.
Basically,
Yeah.
more than part way. Like you were basically in there.
Okay, yeah, because then Aegis was just going to basically pilot deeper into the building.
Yeah. Okay.
How
so
close
yeah,
were we to the H1Z1?
You were like halfway there.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
sadly
you
we didn't just lock into the damn thing.
Yeah. So
Well,
you,
I figured we weren't there, but you know.
Yeah.
What's
so
it
let's
say?
say, Aegis, you like attempted to like, claw your way all the way in further into the room, but sort of trying to move forward with one of the legs gone was sort of more difficult than just moving forward, and it winds up just sort of moving to the side and like breaking more of the windows, as it just sort of moves like backwards, or around towards the side, and eventually does kind of claw its way like completely inside the window, but like now like you're just like further back and away from your comrades as a blast hits
Comrades. Oh, comrades, singular only. Axe jumped
Yeah.
out.
Yes. So and a blast hits Azora,
Mm-hmm.
who is defending.
Do I need to like spend my hold to redirect an attack from Aegis to me?
No, it's going to you.
Okay.
Already, I'd say.
Maybe
Um,
maybe half its thing, or
Okay, yeah, I can. Actually, you know what? I will open up the attacker to an ally, giving that ally +1 forward against the attacker, and eat the blast.
Alrighty.
I think that's more interesting here. Gives
yeah,
someone, you know.
gives me and it gives Aegis a moment to try and assess where these explosions are coming from. +1 to
I
find the
also
source of it.
have, thanks to another move, I already have a bonus to my armor when I'm doing a defend, which this is. So
Alrighty.
So we're in battle now, right?
So yes.
All right, I've got
Azora, you take 6 damage,
okay.
and
Is-
you're not. And this is forceful. You're knocked
Okay.
back.
Is there any ignoring armor on that?
No.
Okay, so my armor does cushion that, but I am just like knocked the fuck down.
Yeah, you are knocked back.
Cool.
Okay, and I then using the +1 forward, Aegis is going to try and discern realities to spot the attacker,
All right.
spot the source of the danger. So add a +1 to that, which makes it a 7, which is exactly what we fucking needed. Okay, man, my fucking discern realities are so incredibly middling. What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. Right. So let's see. When Azora took that blast, the sort of like the boom, like the attack sort of reverberated outward as it hit her shield, and you that let you spot like some movement like in the building right across from this one, and you see it looks like someone is hanging off like sort of the side of one of like it was sort of like it looks like someone was like was sort of like hanging off the side of the opposite building and just ducked back into it. Like you just catch the tail end of that.
Yeah, okay, Aegis calls out, opposite building. I'm gonna go say hello. And with, like, the 3 legs, which actually might help, Aegis kind of, like, tilts the vehicle, and he's gonna launch this thing diagonally towards that building.
Ooh hoo hoo.
Okay, yeah. Azora's just like bracing herself, knowing like, oh, this is gonna. Azora doesn't do well with like bouncing, riding stuff. This is gonna suck for her. But
And Axe jumped
Um,
out, but that's fine. Axe has the power
Yeah.
to, like, do giant leaps. He'll join us in a minute.
Plus, he would have weighed us down. So like,
Yeah, so we've got
Yeah.
even more lift. We've got more launch power. Alright, so
Alright.
let's roll
Roll
2d6 plus
2d6
1.
plus 1. Yeah.
Okay, this is not gonna work. 8, for the love of God, just like this vehicle's just gonna disintegrate. But hey, it's a partial success. We're flying towards that building.
Yeah.
So when you say they ducked back in, were they like behind a window? Like you said, they were hanging off, so they were like.
Yeah, they were hanging off, and then they just jumped into a window.
Okay, yeah. Aegis is
yeah.
aiming for that floor anyway, but
Gotcha.
as much
So,
as he
a
could
passage,
aim, what
a
you just did.
passenger or crew member is briefly stunned as they slam into something.
That
Not
seems
brother
about right.
Not
So
brother
I'm gonna say
Lotus.
the sudden.
Oh yeah, Brother Lotus and
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Jailbird
They're
are in
in
this.
the scene.
I
Yeah.
imagine Jailbird's
I'm gonna
flying.
say, yeah. I'm gonna say Lotus and Jailbird also ducked out of the vehicle.
They went with
what-
axe on this one.
Yeah, because they figure under fire probably best to get out of the vehicle. So I'm gonna say Zora.
Yeah.
Basically, okay. So it sort of lurches forward and barely sort of just kind of has to do another sort of lurch scramble as it
Yeah.
as it crashes into the opposite building and sort of flink itself inside. And I'm gonna say you were not ready for that second one, and you're
Yeah.
flung up, and you're just flung forward
Yeah.
off
Zor-
just sort of like a full flip, and you land on your back.
Yeah. Azora sort of rolls her, clutching her head for a bit, and actually just throws up a little at the.
Yeah, as you were
Not
already
being-
yeah, and you were already knocked off balance by the
Yeah.
previous attack anyway.
Meanwhile, Aegis, if you actually guys look at him, has like a big grin on his face. He thoroughly enjoyed doing that. He just that was the most exciting thing I've ever done. Is he does scramble out of the vehicle and call out into the building. Right here, come on.
This is
Right,
punctuated by the sound of Azora heaving.
So yeah, you see the silhouette of the figure. It looks like it has a tail, as it sort of suddenly jerks around, spots you, and attempts to sort of jump out of vision, out of view.
Hmm.
Like this, I'm gonna say this room is sort of very dusty, again very poorly lit, and has quite a few pillars in it.
I want to
Concrete
try.
pillars.
I want to try and nail this thing with a javelin as it goes to dive out of sight. Slow it down.
All right,
Is that doable?
that is doable.
Let's try. Yeah, now how Aegis is going. Okay, so 5 damage, and yeah, basically just I want to hit this thing so it'd be easier to follow. Slow it down
Yeah,
a bit.
you nab it in the thigh. Yeah, and yeah, you hear a small a hiss as he sort of just limps behind a pillar.
So who sent you? Nemo? Do they know where we're going?
It doesn't respond, but let's see. You hear you hear a sort of a tick noise as before another booming sound is heard.
Where from?
Roughly from that pillar.
The pillar, it's hiding behind, or that we're near?
Yeah,
or...
the pillar that it's hiding behind.
So yeah, Azora getting back to her feet, wiping vomit from her face. It's either trying to make an escape route or bring the building down on us.
So yeah, what do you do if there's another sound of a boom from that pillar? What are you gonna do?
Aegis is gonna
Azora's gonna rush it.
Yeah, same for us. Yeah, we're just go with it.
Right. So, roll. you're just going to run forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, run to where this thing, like where it was last seen and where it's because the explosion sound is coming from roughly where it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just sort of running to it, before it
Okay.
can get up to more business.
Aegis, roll roll dex. Right. Okay.
Look
So
at that.
I'm gonna say
Now he's picking up speed.
yeah, there's like
Aye, aye.
you feel like a force like basically like as you were running you just decided to run forward, I guess at the first sign of noise.
Well, where I saw
which,
where I saw it go, essentially.
yeah. And basically like there's like just behind you, like there's another like the window like just behind you shatters. It looks like something just like some attack just like missed you barely.
Good thing I'm
Nice.
running very fast.
Yeah. So he is running very fast in his straight line to the thing, but I was already flung forward by quite a
Yeah,
bit. So
and
I
then
am running
brought
at this
back.
thing at a different intercept, and I imagine quite a bit closer.
Uh-huh.
Can I, am I in range of this thing, whatever it is?
You are not yet.
I see. What I am going to attempt to get into range.
All right, yeah. So running forward, you sort of sort of get behind the pillar, and you see it notice you. And in view, you see that this looks to be a lizard man
Gotcha.
who is wearing a sort of like light black metal armor, and has like a bulky gauntlet on one arm.
Gotcha.
And it's attempting to climb up the pillar. He's attempting to climb up the pillar.
I see.
If only Axe was here to just smash through the pillar.
I was about to say, I have some momentum, and it sounded like the pillar was already damaged. Like, I don't know. Should I try and stop him, or like directly, or I don't know. Do you think I should go for it? Try and like smash the pillar?
I think he should go for it. Is Axe
Smash
actually
the
doing
pillar?
anything? Is he coming after,
Yeah.
or is he?
Yeah, no, he's running after.
Feel free
he's
to
like,
step in.
Yeah, no. You guys are just having fun. No,
Feel
but
free to
no,
invite yourself. But yeah.
no. Yeah, no. Axe is running back. He's running towards you. Just.
I guess
Why?
I should ask what the pillar is, though.
It's
First.
made of concrete.
Okay, and like,
Uh,
how big a pillar is this? Like, is this something that could theoretically be smashed, or is it like no way? It's
no,
like 3
no.
feet of solid. Okay.
Yeah. Quite wide, quite tall, quite thick. And I imagine the axe is only taking a while because he's
Yeah.
decided to be polite and normal, and he's walking down the stairs of his building to walk out the door and into the door of the other building, and then up the stairs to get to your floor.
What? No, Axe isn't being polite.
Jump across the street. Enable rage. Big jump.
True.
Has this guy like already gotten some height, or is it just
Yeah,
looking
he's
like
gotten
he's
some height. He's gotten some height.
okay? How quickly is he climbing?
Pretty quickly. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
It's got a tail. Could be some kind of like monkey man.
Lizard person. Lizard man. He's a lizard man.
He's a what?
He's a lizard man, I said.
Oh, okay. Those are good
Yeah.
at climbing.
See, this is a moment I'd actually really like to be the dashing hero, because the dashing hero has a move that would be really useful to me right now, where it's like, Is there any kind of like, are there any like crates or anything like that around? Is this like a warehouse type thing, or is it pretty empty?
It's pretty empty.
Okay, never mind then. That I can't do that plan. In that case, Azor just sort of like grunts out to bad move and is gonna draw her, like, take a knee as she gets close to it, draw a shotgun, and
Boy.
essentially shoot up the pillar.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nowhere you can really run with that too. Stuck in a straight line. That's what you get for getting out of melee range.
You fool, you've stepped out of my sword's range. Pulls out shotgun.
Yeah.
All right, roll it. Roll shotgun. Roll for shotgun.
Roll for shotgun.
I just love the simplicity of Azor seeing this just pulling out a shotgun while being in like a fucking knight's armor.
So that's +1 damage for the shotgun, +1 damage for mercenary, and +1 for general. Okay, so that is a +3.
Very cool.
6 damage.
Yeah. So yeah, you blast this guy, and yeah, he sort of falls down off the pillar, like sort of clutching his chest, and sort of tries to get to his feet. So first, let's cut back to Axe.
Yeah, boy.
I don't think you want. I know you said you wanted to jump over there, but before you consider that, consider this.
Consider
The room you're in with Jailbird and Lotus suddenly starts to fill up with smoke.
Well, Axe is so tall, he doesn't notice it at first because it starts from the ground.
But it does
But
rise, which means eventually you will be the only person affected by it.
The smoke. Yes, the smoke rises. Fuck. So, okay. Yeah, Axe looks around, but what's going on?
Yeah. Jailbird and Lotus both start coughing. As
Oh, no.
like, this gas just sort of fills the room.
Oh no, this can't be good. Axe is looking around. Is there a way out?
There are those windows, but you'd be leaving Lotus and Jailbird behind.
No.
And there also seems to be someone else in the room.
Well, Axe has to once do the logical things. He's gonna grab them and jump out with them.
Oh, that's a real Superman move, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And just fuck whoever's in here. We out.
Yeah, just leave the mini boss behind. Go ahead. Fine, I don't care.
But what Axe does this, he does shout. Fuck, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit
He
tired.
shouts, "Oh fuck, I'm sorry." Jumps out window.
No, he shouts, Axe this window. Axe is gonna smash window. You jump out. And he's gonna try and take his axe to smash up the window.
All right.
Roll
Smash
strength.
the window.
Excuse me. Roll strength, right?
Yep. Go ahead.
Damn.
You're not rolling his axe. Why not? Why aren't you doing that?
Because I'm really tired, Neo, and I forgot.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, you smash the window and what? So you want Lotus and
Yeah,
to leave?
he's telling them to. If it needs be, he's gonna lift them up so they can jump through the window.
Right. So yeah, Lotus sort of rubs his eyes and says, "This isn't Axe. I believe we have. I believe we're under an attack here."
Yeah, but let's escape then.
No, Axe, I really think you should fight the mini boss that the gods probably worked really hard on creating so you could fight.
Where do we escape to?
The window Axe smashed up.
All right. Yeah,
You go first. You go first, and he lifts.
Lotus just says, "Apologies, I couldn't be of more assistance."
It's
I just
okay.
think it's your destiny to fight.
Is he dying?
I can't believe no, but Axe drops him, and it turns
You
out
just
they're on
drop
the
him.
third,
Okay,
they're on the
sure.
fifth floor.
Yeah. So yeah, you drop him
Mr.
off the building.
X, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jailbird just looks at you and just says, "All right, thanks." Oh shit, and starts to makes her way there, but that figure in the room is sort of hunched over figure, is carrying some what looks like a gigantic torch, and she has her path blocked by it sort of lurching forward and just a gigantic flume of flames blocking her,
What in the
cutting her
goddamn?
off.
Yeah, Axe is looking at this big thing.
Yeah. It's the gas is sort of flowing up now. Might be reaching you now. This guy is lurched over, has sort of a gas mask on with like a tube leading into a what do you call it? A fucking leading into a metal cylinder on his back.
Oh,
And he's holding.
you want to
what looks
fight
like
Axe?
yeah, it looks like he's holding just like a large blowtorch.
You want to fight Axe, do you? Well, Axe will fight you when Axe gets angry. And I'm gonna roll con to get fury. Oh
Alright.
man, I still found this ability. I'm gonna pick intelligence because I'm not used that.
Right.
Axe feel dumb.
No.
But yeah, big boy Axe is gonna grab his axe and start to
Big boy X.
He's gonna run up to attack this big boy.
Gotcha.
He's gonna swing his head. Excuse me. Oh, okay. I take +1 to all my rolls.
You want to end after combat speed? Are you too tired?
I'm not too tired. I've been up fucking early.
Understood.
And I slept like 4 hours. Hey, I didn't even need a +1.
Nice.
And yeah, gonna fucking deal my damage then. Oh yeah, my axe has +1 for damage, so. Oh fuck me. That's 11.
Hells yeah.
Wow. So yeah, you just slam your axe down into this thing, sort of catching it. I'm gonna say you sort of like just catch it, like just slice right through its the cylinder on its back,
No, what a dumbass.
Hells yeah.
and just like slam it down, like it gets onto like its hands and knees, sort of almost dropping its torch. As far more gas explodes, like it just flows out of the cylinder, right, and just again just filling the room.
Oh fuck it. Oh good lord.
Yeah. It
Okay.
grabs its torch and just sort of points it right up at you, and it begins to glow. What do you do?
Uh-oh.
Axe is gonna punch torch.
Sick.
All right, punch
Yeah.
the torch.
He's gonna burn his hand.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Lowe's be
You
proud
punch
as he
the
just
torch.
catches that fire.
So yeah, you just sort of like punch it away before it can fully like blast out. But yeah, you do
Actually,
feel
Wait,
like
Axe has a
extreme
Axe has a one
heat on
Axe
your
has a
knuckles.
one-liner. Axe has a
Yeah?
one-liner. You cannot burn Axe. Axe is already on fire.
What?
What?
Do we just hear
Axe
that in
is
the
al-
next building over and question the wordplay? Just
Yes.
Aegis, Azora, and our attacker are just in the neighboring building,
Alright.
just thinking, wait, what?
All right, Axe, I'd like you to roll con again.
Oh, that's a
Whoa.
+1, so that's a 7.
Okay. So you can either take damage, or you can mark sick.
I'll take damage.
Alrighty.
Wow, Zora has a whole move to be able to do that, and Axe just gets the choice as a mage.
Okay, take 11 damage, ignoring armor.
No, fuck.
How much damage do you say?
11 damage, ignoring armor.
Oh fuck me, that's like
Yeah, you breathe in this gas and like it
Whoa,
just fills up your
no!
lungs. And like you immediately just start hacking and hacking, like you just start coughing. Yeah, you just like hunch over, like coughing. And speaking of, I should roll this.
Axe doesn't feel well.
So I get to choose if Jailbird gets the same choice.
No!
No.
So yeah,
No.
Jailbird doubles over and also just starts like she just like hacks up some blood.
Oh no. Axe sees this and he's like, Axe will be back. He's gonna grab Yalebird and try and jump out the window.
The guy just immediately a jet of flame suddenly like blasts out in front of you and at you. Cut you off. What do you do?
Axe is gonna power it through.
Just gonna ram right through it.
Yeah.
All right, so you're just gonna run right through it. All right, roll.
That would be con.
Yeah, roll. Yeah, roll con. Roll con.
That's a 10.
That's a 10. Yeah, you just brave the heat and like run through the jet of flame.
Oh no, his loincloth.
Yeah.
Oh my.
As when you see Jailbird come into view, you see her like shakily aiming her rifle at this guy. Like coughing, like still.
It's okay, birdie.
As she...
Axe will take care of you.
Oh, let me just very quickly. Oh, still, she gets her shot. Look at her. Okay, so yeah, you grab her as she takes her shot. What do you do with her?
Axe is gonna try and jump out the window again with her.
Nice. All right. So, ooh, wow. Okay, yeah, jump out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. Roll strength. All right. Yeah. So yeah, you
Oh,
jump out the window holding her as after she fires her shot, and
Mhm.
her shot sort of just lands, like catches this guy, like catches this guy, just makes him like fall over, and like you hear like a sort of inhuman like yelp, and as you dash out the window, just the room you leave behind explodes.
God, I'm thinking of like a fucking movie scene where it's like he fucking when the dude is about to blow up, just looks at the camera, and goes, "Oh."
So yeah, just a big old fireball coming out of that room as you jump clear out of it. So, Azora and Azora and Aegis.
Yup.
You're dealing. Yeah, there's this lizard guy's getting up, trying to get to his feet, clutching his chest after taking that shotgun shell.
Is he on the ground or still on the pillar?
He's on the ground.
Okay.
I think Aegis, like running over to catch up, is gonna try and keep him on the floor with the butt of his spear.
Ooh, alrighty, go for it.
Yeah, just basically basically the wound is in his chest, right? From the shotgun blast.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Aegis with the butt of his spear just like basically plants the butt of his spear like right on the wound. And just like, no, you're going nowhere.
Azor's gonna stand on his arm, like put a boot on his arm with the device on his wrist to lock that down so he can't
Oh.
aim that.
Do you put your boot on the device or on his
Not
arm?
on the device, but on like
Okay.
at the elbow, so he can't, aim
Right.
it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Uh, you know what? I'll just give that to you because he's prone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I won't. Neither of you have to roll anything. So yeah, you have him just sort of pinned. What do you do? What now?
Okay, start talking.
Yeah. He just. All right. Yeah. He looks at you and just asks, just says something in a questioning tone, but he says it in like lizard people language.
Yeah, Azor sort of, sort of sneers at that. Not, you're not like,
I hate these
sneer's
lizard
not the
people.
right word. Sneer's the wrong word, but like grimaces. That's what I'm looking for. Grimaces at that.
Have actually question for your backstory. Have either of you ever like spoken to lizard people before?
I'm gonna roll
Briefly.
I'm gonna roll 2d6 to see. Just basically just to throw in, leave it on like whether Aegis has had any interaction. No.
All right.
Azora wouldn't know their language. There aren't any in her country, but she probably.
Okay.
But
Okay, so yeah, as far as you, so yeah, he just says something in his lizard language to you.
yeah, Aegis presses down the spear a bit harder and says in common.
You just assume everyone speaks common here?
My assumption's right.
Can you please take your weapon off my bullet wound?
Aegis does lighten up a little. Like, moves the spear up and just says it can go right back there, so start talking.
They didn't say you'd be They didn't say that you'd be so goddamn gung-ho. Figured a few explosions would at least spook you.
So, let's start with this. Are you a mercenary that was hired, or do you work for them full time?
Mercenary hired. No, I don't work for anyone full time.
Who gave you the job?
Some representatives speaking for some company that as I understood it, they wouldn't want the name to be known. But they gave me but they've clients who have given me interesting tools before.
Like this, and Azora sort of, taps the device on his wrist with the tip of her sword.
I wouldn't touch that if I touch it like that if I were you.
How many bombs you got rigged up here?
They're no. Well, we trapped the road here on some short notice. You activated, I believe, half of them.
Right.
And
When you say we,
at this point, you probably hear the explosion, like right behind, like in the other building that you just came out of.
how many of you are there?
Well, I think that was one of them that just went.
Don't have much faith in your allies then.
That's one I don't believe. That's one I don't believe I could have. That one was quite eccentric.
I don't know how much we're gonna get from this guy. He's just a merc.
Mm.
How many more? Do you know how many people they've got up? They've got up ahead. Any other traps for us?
Oh, yes. We were just the front line. There, but they saw, once they managed to see where you were mobilizing to, they managed to marshal us quickly.
How many of you are there?
I was one of 7, to my knowledge.
Azora does, like, give the very slightest, like, snort of laughter at that.
Well, worth 7 people. Should be honored.
You'd think they'd have learned their lesson from what happened last night and sent more.
Oh,
One of 7 hired. One of 7 specialists hired. I'm certain they have many a body to spare should you get past all the failsafes.
Azora pointing to the thing on his wrist. Tell me about this.
A wrist-mounted sound weapon. All I have to do is tap it and direct sonic blasts wherever I please. It was quite an interesting tool that they gave me. Wish I had been able to use it on more than one job.
Yeah, we'll be taking that.
Oh, I should have figured.
any
I
other
believe
toys? Anything else you're holding out on us?
I do have a suicide bomb on me, but I value my life too much to use it.
Yeah, you won't be needing that.
Azora is going to, like, crouch down and, take off the...
I'd be careful touching that.
Azora's gonna... Yeah, turns it... You have any advice?
It can go off with a single flip or a tap.
Well, how do you take it off?
I haven't done that yet.
Well, learning experience for all of us, and Azora is going to carefully try and take it off.
I could always just keep it and promise to stay out of your way.
I could always take the arm and try and figure out how to take it off later.
Oh my.
Aegis just looks between his like, he wants to say, yeah, she's good at taking limbs, but he doesn't. He holds back.
So, Axe, do you just like make a dramatic entrance at this point when the action's already died down?
Makes
Oh, yeah,
Azora jump and he fires it.
Actually, yeah, Axis Lance kicks in the door holding Jailbird in his arms. Just, she's dying.
Yeah, Jailbird and Axe both show up coughing blood, and Lotus is nowhere to be seen.
Oh no.
Shit.
Oh,
Shit.
also, Lotus gone. Wait, shit.
Gone.
Where's
okay.
Lotus?
Actually,
Aegis,
you know what? That does remind me.
Aegis, like, kind of looks down at the lizard man and says, you make a move.
There you go.
Oh. Well, hey, he might be alive. He
Yeah,
just
he-
rolled a 10. But anyway, Aegis just, like, looks down at lizard man. You make a move. You're outnumbered. We got you once. And yeah, he, like, he, like, basically takes his, spear away from him. And he walks over to the window to, like, look out across the street. He's trying to look for Lotus.
Yeah, you just sort of see, so yeah, you see, first off, you just see, like, fire just, like, in the room that you left. As well as just some seeping, like, gas coming out of it as well.
I guess we're going the rest of the way by foot.
And, yeah, you see, looking, just scanning around, you just do see, like, on, like, the ground level, just Lotus clutching his, shoulder and, coughing a bit.
Right. Yeah, Aegis calls over to them. I'm gonna go check on Lotus. You guys deal with Lizard Man here. Yeah, I guess he's gonna exit the building to go and collect Lotus.
Axe
Yeah.
turns around, does the thing where he cracks his knuckles. Hello, little man.
You're quite rude. I'm. You're quite rude. I didn't belittle you for your overwhelming height.
Axe, don't be racist.
Sizest.
Axe
And,
isn't being racist.
So yeah, Azora, roll wisdom and dex for me, please.
Oh boy. Oh,
Off
look
to a-
at that.
Okay, good start. Bad
Oh, no.
continuation.
So you start like sort of just trying to maneuver your way around this thing, and then but eventually you sort of like, you sort of fumble a bit like with like one of the it's like a lot of like it's a very complex mechanical thing like sort of like clamped down, and so like you sort of like tap the wrong piece of metal, and suddenly there's just like a small little uh like noise as just suddenly just a piercing like sound. It's just sort of a piercing sound.
Oh, dear.
That let's say just sort of it's just sort of like you just feel like a slash across your just sort of across your body.
Can I try and endure?
Sure, yeah, roll con.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Look at these ones.
So yeah, a piercing like this screech like pierces your head as you're kind of just recoil back and like fall over as like you just feel like a slash across down your head, all down to your body, all down your body.
Damn, that was a bad con roll.
Yep. I'm going to say you need to mark stunned.
Stunned. Gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah, you're just sort of in a stun. You're just in a stun now.
How's Lizard Man doing?
Lizard Man, yeah, you just hear him say, "I told you to be careful with it."
Yeah. So Azora sort of like clutching her head, just sort of swears under her breath.
Axe, what do? You just see
Fucking
Azora just
Nemo.
like flinch back.
Sorry, I was being a bit tired there, so I
Yeah.
didn't hear exactly.
Azora was fiddling, trying to get his wrist device off him, and suddenly there was a loud piercing noise, and she just sort of got knocked back.
Well, first off, Axe is coughing, and he walks over to this lizard. He's still raging out.
Yeah, the lizard lifts up his other arm doesn't have the device and says, "Look, I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking advantage of your friend's foolishness."
You better not. Axe cough is in his general direction.
I see you had a rough encounter with the gas man.
Gasman?
That's what I call him, at least. Is he dead?
Yes.
Jailbird coughs. Blew him up. And yeah, Lizard just nods, looks at Azora getting back up, and just says, "I hope he didn't give you too much of a headache."
Axe is grabbing him by the throat. Axe not feel like being funny right
Oh.
now.
Oh, whoa! Listen, I am trying to be as amicable as I can be.
Be better.
Yeah, he looks towards Azora.
Mm-hmm.
Axe is currently trying to choke out Lizard Man.
Oh, yeah, Azora getting up just like grabs Axe's shoulder and sort of like swats his arms away. Cut it out. He's just some merc and he's cooperating.
Axe is holding him a bit upward, so he just drops him back in the chair.
You drop him?
Like
Careful. Jesus. We're not
Yeah,
Sharona,
yeah.
sorry.
he actually does like make sure that his thing doesn't hit the ground.
Thank
Sort
you.
of like wriggles his fingers and just says, "I think it would be a lot easier if I just left with it on my wrist."
Axe
Look,
don't like
this
you.
thing on your wrist is Nemotech, and I'm not letting any of that. I'm letting as little of that get out of the world as I can.
Ah, you have something against mercenaries arming themselves.
Have something against the company making it.
It's not like they're getting royalties every time I fire it.
That's not really the issue.
So yeah, Aegis.
The issue is I
like,
want
walk
it.
back
It's
in at this
cool.
point?
No,
Did you-
Azora does our, listen, frankly, I'll destroy this thing before letting it just go out into the world if I can.
Anyway, Aegis.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you just walk back in with Lotus.
Yeah, I go out and I
Yeah.
collect Lotus and bring him
Yeah,
here so we
yeah.
got some cover.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably come back to see like, yeah, like Lizard Man just saying, it'd be easier if if you just let me leave with it after Azora fumbled with it and got blasted.
We still arguing over the wrist cannon.
Your friend is acting as though it's some kind of doomsday device.
They probably have a lot more if they were willing to just hand it over to one mercenary. I doubt they're just giving out experimental weapons to test on us.
Azora's, looking at how delicate. I don't know. It seems like this might be a prototype of some sort. It's not very.
Either way, they have the tech, and they're probably just gonna be able to make more of it. Whether we get this one or not is, well, it would give us
Still.
an advantage if we can get it to work.
And it's another one out in the world where other people can find it, even potentially reverse engineer it.
Then it's equally as safe with us as it is with him being delivered back into their hands where it won't leak. Well, that it may after what we do.
I mean, do I need to roll again to I got the wisdom to figure out how to take it off. Do I?
All right, actually, okay.
I
no,
feel
wait,
like I got,
wait,
halfway
wait a sec. I know what Aegis is gonna do. Aegis just looks and is like, okay, look, you are really outnumbered here. It's all of us against you. I don't think my friend here is gonna give up trying to get it off your arms. So, I think it would be safer if you tried.
It's not as though it's a doomsday device. I simply would like to leave here with something.
You'll leave with your life. Trust me, you could have gone up against someone who wouldn't have given you that.
Fair enough, I suppose. Do you trust me to simply remove it myself, then?
Aegis looks at Azora and just kind of nods and says,
I trust that Azora says, I trust that it's not enough to kill me, and if you make a move, you're not winning that fight.
You saw what we're capable of. Trust me, we're just getting started.
Ah. I thought you were trying to intimidate me. Here I see you may just be bragging. He says as he just makes some very delicate movements to get it to lets off a little bit of steam and unclasps from his arm, and he very gently takes it off.
Right, now
Appreciated.
Set it down, step away from it.
Mm-hmm.
How are you detonating the bombs? Were they just rigged to blow, or were they controlled by something?
I believe they were rigged to blow as soon as they came into contact with the particular kind of magic that powers vehicles.
Right.
Well, that works out.
Alright. Get the hell out of here. Check if your... what happened to his friend?
His friend, we blew him up.
Jailbird coughs. I blew him up.
Alright, well, that's what happened to your friend. Get out of here.
Well, Axe.
Yeah, when
Axe
I shoot a
purely
guy in the
could-
face, everyone makes a big deal out of it.
Context is important.
Didn't even blow up my guy.
Yeah, so yeah, lizard man just kind of stretches and just says, "Oh man, and yet I was led to believe that you are mercenaries as well. It's quite righteous for your profession." But I suppose that works out in my favor.
Count yourself lucky.
Oh, indeed I do. Most of my life.
Yeah, Zora just sort of like you guys pretty well. Guess this guy didn't hear much about what went down last night.
Yeah, that news hasn't quite reached. They've kept stum on the details of why they want us dead. Alright, so there's 5 of them left. And I think we're going the rest of the way on foot.
Oh boy.
Dude,
Me and Jailbird must have caught something. Boys, brother.
let's take a rest break. See if we can't give you a moment to collect yourselves.
This room seems pretty empty. We could probably just relax here for a bit.
Yeah.
Especially since they might just think that we're still dealing with Sound Man there.
Or dead. If they're naive.
See how it shakes out.
Maybe this should have been a whole company job, huh?
Maybe. I didn't think taking the Nowhere out into public would be a wise move.
We could just ask. Can't you contact the Nowhere with the papers? Could just ask backup to come here on foot.
Aegis looks.
I mean, backup being. I mean, we could bring Nostra here to help heal you, but we could also just. Honestly, at this point, maybe you should just go back to.
What?
What?
Maybe you should go back to, you know, get healed up.
If you say so.
Axe has been through worst. Axe says as he kind of stumbles a bit.
I did cough up a bit of blood. Not much, but a bit.
Axe did take a big beating.
Alright,
found out-
alright.
Quite a bit.
Okay. I don't want to bring all of us out into the open and we know there are assassins after us. So if we ask for them to come to us, they're going to be out in the open and without protection. We'd be
That's
asking
true.
Korem, Nostria, and Reyna to be moving about, and they're not our best fighters. They get caught out by an assassin like that guy, they might not have as much luck.
Right. Well, just give me a little bit. Get this coughing out of my system, and I think I'll actually be fine.
I've got some bandages here too, if that's any help
I
for.
think I need water.
Produce water. We've got dungeon rations.
Uh.
That would surely include water.
It probably would, yeah.
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 Surely include a flask.
So yeah, she just takes a drink of water, clears her throat, and yeah, she says after a bit of rest she'll be fine. Lotus, of course, just had a bit of a cough. He'll be fine as well. So, do we want to call it there since Sweet is very tired?
Yeah, I think that's for the best. We'll continue the assassin gauntlet next time.
Yeah. That okay, sweetie?
Hmm?
Wait, so do you want to end session here?
Yeah, I can end session here.
Yeah.
I'm really fucking tired. Sorry for
It's
that, but
okay. It is
I'm-
okay.
I've been fucking up for so long.
All right. So, bonds. Any bonds advance? Any bonds?
I'm pretty sure I've had some bonds advance.
I don't think
I'm not sure.
I have not thought of any.
No, I don't think Axe has any bonds events.
I tried to use. I don't think anything really advanced. Nothing like. Nah, I haven't got nothing.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Zora?
I need to look at mine.
Gotcha.
So let me think about this one. I had one. Aegis talked to Nostra on my behalf, and I think gave me a new perspective on things. Yes, she and he may be risking their lives, but that's their choice to make, not mine. This one changed, or updated, but I'm still trying to figure out the wording on it. That essentially, like, I went a little hard and kind of fucked some people up. And, like, clearly more than a lot of other people, including both Aegis and Nostrea, were really comfortable with. And, like, maybe the problem isn't them being... Maybe I'm the problem, is essentially, what she's starting to realize here.
Damn.
Wow.
Maybe I'm the problem.
What accent was I doing for the lizard guy?
Some Eastern European.
Vaguely vampiric.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
called up a voice and I don't know what the fuck it was.
It was vaguely, I'd say vaguely vampire-ish.
Alright.
Vaguely Romanian.
I think I was doing like I think I was doing a sort of Inigo Montoya.
Kind
I
of,
can
yeah.
kind of hear that, yeah. You
So I
did make
guess I
him
made
sound a
him
bit, actually, yeah, it was a little bit swashbuckling, it was a little bit,
Yeah. So I guess I made him Spanish.
I guess.
Okay, yeah, so I've worried about Aegis and Nostria dealing with the harshness of a mercenary life, but the worst violence they've seen has been at my hand. Maybe I'm the problem.
Damn, nice.
Yeah.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
I don't think either of those updated, and I don't think my axe bomb's updated.
Alright, so that was it. Cool.
Cool.
Did you defend those weaker than you?
I defended Aegis with explosions.
Yeah, he's weaker than you.
I did endanger myself to make a plan succeed by launching a car across the street.
You sure did.
Oh, wow, you're so eager to just like say that. I mean, I know that this is new to you, but
But yeah, I did.
yeah, good job. You're really improving. Take that XP.
No need to be condescending about it.
Zora, also take your XP. For
I think
your alignment.
how difficult it is to roleplay your alignment should be taken into account with, and I think Axe should lose like 50 experience or something.
Well, if he ever doesn't do it.
Yeah, no, or just now actually, just take away 50 XP.
Axe, did you learn something new about a location or culture?
Well,
Well,
technically.
he did. It really sucks,
Yeah.
but he did. He learned about employee cards at the cafeteria.
oh yeah,
That's
that's true.
That
Oh fuck,
counts,
it's true.
that
That's
counts.
fucking true.
Hell yeah! Great job, Sweet. Even like tired like this, and you're just
Even
knocking your
tired,
RP out of the park.
Even
like,
tired like this, I can step in to tell him what he learned.
I actually
Amazing,
forgot
Sweet.
that, but that's true. Axe did learn about that, and nobody else was there.
Yeah, you're so fucking good at this. Like
Axe is
damn.
so well learned.
Yeah, see, Snake, and he's like got 4 hours of sleep, and he's knocking this role playing out of the park. Look at this guy.
What's your excuse, Snake?
I also cleared my alignment today, you fucking fuck.
Good job.
Oh my god.
All right. So, did we learn something new and important about the world?
Yes, we learned stuff with like Harpool having, really being down on Nemo and like that we can,
You
you
learned
know.
that last session, actually.
Yeah, we already
Oh,
knew
I
that.
guess
We
I
were
do.
just leveraging
Oh.
it. We learned that Calderon is a real piece of shit to his secretary, but that's not like an important world detail. That's an important Calderon detail.
We learned about Nemo building, like, you know, having a lot of quote unquote like contractors there on their building up their skyscraper. That's, you know,
Yeah, I think
like,
we did generally learn the modus operandi is if someone is doing something shady in this city, which they probably all are, and they need to shut up the whistleblowers, we're not going to deal with it publicly. We're going to hire a bunch of fucking underworld people to do it, which, hey, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
And disguise them as laborers.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you can take that. Did you overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yes.
Yes.
We got 2 of the 7 assassins, I guess.
Yes.
The 7 lucky god martial artists.
Yeah, 2 of the mini bosses.
So we got to fight. We've still got 5 fights ahead.
Yeah. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
We now have a wrist cannon. We're gonna walk out of this like fucking Mega Man with 7 new well,
No,
6
Azora's
new
just
powers.
gonna like break it because
I'm giving it to Aegis.
She's
Thank
gonna
you.
be Nemo bad and just like
I'm going to give it to Aegis
she's
or
going to
Jailbird.
she's gonna give it to Aegis, and every time Aegis uses it, her opinion of him will lower.
If a one new
Or
bomb for
Jailbird.
every time I fire, it's just I can't believe Aegis is complicit in war crimes. I can't believe Aegis is complicit in 2 war crimes.
So yeah, take an XP for that, and take an XP for playing well game.
You did it.
Well game. You
I
did
have
it.
Well
got
game.
16 of 23 experience, level 16. My god.
Nice.
My goodness. I'm gonna stop recording.
Nice.